What is up, everyone? It is I, Sir James, and we're back. Wanted to do a follow-up to a video we did not too long ago where we were talking about the Dead by Daylight and Five Nights at Freddy's collaboration and you know what it could be, who the killers slash survivors could be, and it's been received pretty damn well. I can't lie. I'm really happy about that. You know, it makes me want to do more discussionary topics and stuff like that in the future or as time goes on. But there was one comment that stuck out to me that I wanted to kind of discuss. And nothing bad at all. DC Comics goes and says, "Just letting you know, the collab will not be the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. We know this because in the promotional teaser, not only that it shows that the game's logo, but on the copyright section, it only says Scott Cawthon. If it were for the movies, it would say Blumhouse right next to Cawthon's name. But it doesn't, so only the video games." And you know, I still think it's possible, seeing as though it's still his intellectual property, you know, but they brought up an excellent point. Maybe it's not to pair up with the second film. Maybe instead, this is to pair up with... Now, granted, this wasn't known to us yet. The trailer for this did not drop when I made my original video talking about this, but Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic was also hit with that 2025 release date, with no actual specific date, just the fact that 2025 is when, you know, it'd be launching. What if this is to tie in with that game? So that thought in itself skewers my original theory. It makes me think, oh man, what if, as iconic as Springtrap the Yellow Rabbit is to the series, what if it isn't? That's not who they're going with. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of intrigued at the concept that potentially they're not gonna play it safe here. You know, I like the idea that potentially they're gonna be just doing something new, something that's different to the series. What if, y'all, the Mimic is the actual new killer for Dead by Daylight's Five Nights at Freddy's collaboration? And you're probably thinking, whoa, he's a new character. What? We haven't even confirmed everything about the Mimic. What are you saying, James? Hear me out here. Dead by Daylight is known hugely for its cosmetics. You know, cosmetics for all sorts of characters. And, you know, always going above and beyond with cool collaborations like with Slipknot. A couple of different ones. I think they recently had like a kind of Lovecraftian themed one for some killers, which I think looks really dope. Might have to pick up one of them's. What is the Mimic if not the perfect candidate for a killer that can get literally any skin? I'm talking about, imagine the Mimic dressed up as your favorite Dead by Daylight character. Obviously, probably unlicensed ones, most likely. So imagine the Mimic dressed up like Huntress. The Mimic dressed up like Trapper. The Mimic dressed up like the Unknown. You know what I'm saying? The Mimic is a character that throughout the books and now the games has been known to dress up like other things. He just likes dressing up. He likes to mimic things. Now imagine if that was taken and put into a Dead by Daylight kind of situation. Literally, he can be any killer you want him to be, but it'll still be him. Not just that, but that also opens up a brand new avenue of who the survivor could be. We don't know who the protagonist for Secret of the Mimic will be, but I'd say a pretty healthy one to kind of throw in there is maybe Vanessa. Or who knows, maybe it'll be Edwin. You know, maybe they're going to stick to the book story and Edwin will be the creator of the Mimic. Who knows? Edwin being like the survivor would be an interesting twist. And the reason I say Vanessa is because there is a little bit of a theory out there that maybe Secret of the Mimic will have us jumping between timelines between 1979 and, you know, maybe present time, you know, just to kind of give us a gist as to where the series is going, what's going on with our other protagonists, because we didn't see nor hear much of anything from Vanessa or Vanny in Ruin, but we know she's out there, and so it's like, what can we be doing with that character? And her, you know, essentially joining the fold and being part of that game would honestly be pretty cool, you know, kind of a redemption arc for her after everything that's transpired while she was essentially being controlled by the Mimic, aka Glitchtrap. And that's another thing. Glitchtrap can easily be another skin for the Mimic. you know, or if they want to throw in Burn Trap. Like, the options are endless with the Mimic, which is why I really do think they might actually go with him. Like, it's an interesting thought, and it's one that I think that people should, you know, take into consideration. Granted, with every other series, Dead by Daylight has been known to pick the more iconic characters, you know, such as Pyramid Head for Silent Hill, Nemesis, and then Wesker for the Resident Evil collabs. And the protagonists would also be iconic characters: Leon, Chris, Ada, there's a Sheva skin in there, Jill, Claire, like, you know what I mean? Like, they always pick the iconic ones, but maybe for once they're gonna switch that up. And honestly, at this point, in my opinion, the Mimic is pretty iconic. What he could mean and his value to the Five Nights at Freddy's lore and storytelling is huge. He can do so much. They could do so much with him at this point. And, you know, I'm excited to see where that goes. Like, there's plenty of Afton and Yellow Rabbit stuff out there. We just got into the pit and stuff like that. So, honestly, with the Dead by Daylight collab, them kind of skewering off the general road that they traverse with, you know, picking iconic villains and characters, wouldn't be, in my opinion, it doesn't sound so far-fetched. And again, he is pretty iconic, in my opinion. And who knows, maybe something will be revealed along, you know, somewhere in the Secrets of the Mimic, that will make us be like, whoa, he was that guy too. Like, you know what I mean? The Secret of the Mimic it's gonna be huge. I feel like whatever we end up learning in that game is gonna be something that's gonna just fold the very minds of every FNAF fan out there that plays it, and I'm excited for it. And, you know, it being a 2025 Dead by Daylight collab and announcing it now and then announcing the Secret of the Mimic just seems very intentional. You know, they could have easily have done something for later this year, but the fact that they want to wait to 2025, almost like if they wanted to solidify or establish something beforehand, is why I'm thinking that this commenter right here is probably 100% correct. So this, if anything, this is going to follow the games, but not the games that we've played. This might follow Secrets of the Mimic, and honestly, and you know, and if that is successful enough, I'm guaranteed they'll throw in the Yellow Rabbit or William Afton at some point. But for right now, the Mimic being the new villain and stuff like that they're trying to solidify into the series canon, this is another great way to really do that, especially for people who aren't fans of Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, but are fans of Dead by Daylight. So I think that this is actually a pretty big deal that no one's considered, and I'm honestly kind of hoping this is the case. It sounds like a really awesome idea. So I really do hope that this is kind of the way that they're going. If it does end up being that the first video was right and it was, you know, to set it up for the movie, then I'm totally cool with that too. But one thing that puts a fork in my theory about that is that who's to say Springtrap is going to really be revealed in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the movie? Maybe we'll get like a little final cutscene, kind of like at the end of the sister location, I think Night 7, where he just, you know, Michael's talking to him and he gets up and real quick to kind of let you know, oh, he still survived the fire at Fazbear Frights. Maybe we'll get a little something like that at the end of the film, but I don't see them really utilizing a Springtrap variation just yet. How the hell will we get more Springtrap in Dead by Daylight than we did in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie? It just doesn't really make much sense. Unless it's going to be the animatronics, you know? Again, that's another thing that could really be thrown in there. But again, I have to ask, who the heck is going to be the survivor? Who knows? Who knows, you know? But I'm genuinely thinking that this is being reserved for Secret of the Mimic to kind of build hype alongside it and perhaps even just solidify the Mimic as a integral antagonist to the series. And I cannot wait to see what the outcome ends up being. All right, y'all, this has been the video for this. I hope y'all see where I'm going with all this. All right, y'all, I've been your boy. So James saying, if you like this theory, definitely let me know down below what you think. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here, and definitely hit the bell to be notified whenever we do another one of these or a live stream. We should be streaming into the pit. Well, that'd probably happen before this video goes up, but still. Peace out, y'all. I've been your boy, Sir James saying, and until next time, stay sane, play games above all else. Remember, somebody loves you. All right, cut. That was good.